So today I'm going to be organizing some of my bookshelves, and you guys are going to come along with me. So to start, the bookshelf that we're going to start organizing is right over here. So I'm just going to turn you guys that way. Okay, so the first shelf, I actually kind of just organized this one so it's not terrible, but we're going to go to the very top up here. I have a bunch of stuff, so just ignore all of this. We are going to take these books and move them. It's just random things. So these books, I store a bunch of stuff on the top of this one. So these two are getting moved to the shelf. So for now, they're just going to sit over here. I'm actually just going to... Okay. So then with that, I'm going to want to move some of these books that are up here down. So to do that, I probably have to fix how I have all this. I also want to make sure none of these ones fall. So we're just going to, for now, we're just going to throw my stuff that I have up here. This one's later, so this one's newer. Over here, I store, this is where, this shelf I store everything on because it's right over my bed. So, then we go down to, this shelf. And I have the Red Queen series, To All the Boys I Love, Romance Book Club. Can't remember the name of that series either. But the bottom shelf is kind of more like fiction and fantasy at the same time. So I can't really stack this anymore. Those ones are there. I can't really add any more of this. Like 2 books and that's done. So this shelf I probably could stack a few. So we're gonna stack this series, which I don't love to stack the books, but if it makes it so more will be on the shelf, I kind of have to. So, yeah. And during this video, I might decide on a few books that'll be going with me on my trip out of state. So that's really fun. Okay, let's take these two. Kind of have to look through the camera to see what I'm doing. So, yeah. These books are getting pushed back. That's the Jasper something. I don't know what series this is, but it's by Devin Perry. It's Violet Delights. So far that hasn't really done anything. I'm gonna figure out what this one's. So we're gonna add the Chloe Lease ones like this. Actually, these ones would fit like covering. This is actually the only one of her books I read. I should read these 2 for that series and the entirety of the Bergman like brother series. There's a few sister ones though. My camera's being a little weird. Like, why is it turning on and then off? Does it make any sense to me? Yeah. Bunch of romance books on this shelf. So far, that's literally done like nothing. So we just move them over here. And I can't even add like any books. Like these aren't going to fit up there. So that did nothing. So I'm just going to undo all that. Which is really annoying to do. The bookshelf is back to exactly how it was before. Okay. I might try to... I'm not going to do anything, I think, to this shelf if that didn't work with the other one. So I'm going to move on to this shelf. Oh, that's my water. We ignore that. Okay, so these ones are dark romance, and this is like a dark romance shelf. So I was going to see where to put them, because I like to put them on like this side. I could also organize them alphabetically. My camera's acting up a little bit, I think. Okay, so organize this one a little alphabetically. Does that mean this series will go first? On this shelf, like, these are like the only colorful ones. All the rest are like, there's some color, but not a bunch. So, yeah. I have to move this down. No, but then what would that make go first? Actually, we're just gonna leave it because I can't shove these ones back there. It only will fit like one book. And I don't want to separate a series like that. That's just going to cover those. Yay. Does have that awkward gap there, which really bugs me. If I move actually these two to the front or here, I think I can shove the 3 books back here then. That shouldn't have that awkward gap now. So then the Sierra Simone books are over here. Now we're going to look up at my... Is it all the glare? It's probably from like... You guys have to deal with an odd glare because I can't really fix it. I don't know how to fix that. So I got the odd glare fixed. This shelf is pretty much just... This is sports romance and this is sports romance, but this is mostly not hockey and this is all hockey. You up here are hockey. Which is insane that I have much more hockey romances and I've read a lot more of them too, so I don't know. I'm not reading the series right now because I'm currently still buying it. Or the first one. I'm not going to read this one, but I don't know how I should organize this better. Because it isn't the best organized, but it's somewhat organized. I could... This is like, I have this one. One front. Try to put these 2 in the back then. If they will work that way. But I only took 1 out from the back, so I don't know. No, I don't think that's gonna work. Hold on. This one singular book is like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. How can I work with this? A lot of them are 3 books, so that makes sense that I don't have it, the 2 and the 1 back there. But if I take these 2 out, I should be able to put a lot more because this one is like really big. We're just gonna set it down on the next shelf for a minute. Put these 2 in the front. Try to throw these 2 in the back. There we go. And then offside and shut out over here. Actually, I like the way that looks over there better. So I'm gonna throw it over here. I keep putting them over on this side, but it just works. Kind of lean a certain way. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna read this one at all because I can barely reach it. So that's gonna stay that way. I just reorganized this shelf though, so I don't want to mess with that. This one will probably need to be organized. I organize this one like a million times a week, and it still bugs me sometimes. So, yeah. Let's get to it, guys. Okay, so this shelf, this is like a romance bookshelf. Like, completely serious in romance. My standalones are on the cards, which have a bunch of stickers on them, so I don't love to show them to you guys. Okay. I don't know what I just clicked. Okay, let's pop that. So this is L. Kennedy books, but I haven't read them, so I don't want to move them to my L. Kennedy shelf up there. There's a little exception if it's the Campus Diaries series, like that series, that's an exception. Because originally that was what all was on there and our other books were not. But now I'm fixing that. This is my little TBR jar. It's in a glass that I got from some hotel, so that's really fun for me. It's really rewarding when I read a standalone, I just get to go through here for it. But I haven't read a standalone in like months. But it also takes sometimes forever to find the one that I want. I also don't have any hardcovers in here because that would make it entirely full and I don't want that. Okay, so on this shelf, I have Lucy's score down here and I moved it down here for one reason and now I kind of don't want her down there anymore. So we're going to move her up a shelf and we gotta just, there are other things. This is her newest one. Oh, it's so pretty. I got it like, so I got these things. I got it signed. Yay. That's one of her series. I love her writing, but one problem is she writes, and when she writes is that some of the men are like 40 years old, they're like 40-year-olds, and they're acting like children. This is the last one in this series, actually. Or the first 2, because she's really releasing covers, so I have to kind of buy them when I see them in the store. Other than that, I don't tend to do that. So she's getting moved up a shelf, so I have to move things off this shelf. These ones are probably just going to stay like how they were, because I did not originally have them on this shelf. So we're just kind of moving them. That's getting shoved over there. Okay, Christmassy books. Bottom shelf, because it's not Christmas season. Obviously. What other series could I move down? The My Fault series, this movie. There's two different movies, this one. The English and the Spanish one. I kind of like the Spanish one just because it's the original one, but the picture follows the books more. So, I haven't read the books yet, but I'm so excited to do that. And then, I have more room down there. I'm definitely going to need that. So, do I want to move Megan Quinn, which I really want to read this series? I don't think so. I think I'm going to move the B.K. Borison series down. I've wanted to read this series forever, but I haven't. Probably should do that soon. So, these ones. Shove them over and try to put the Lucy Score books up. So, okay. Comment your guys' favorite books, like book series or book author down below, because I would love to know what your guys' favorite ones are. My favorite author, it really depends on what I'm reading though. For a good sports romance, it is going to be Elle Kennedy, because it's the Off-Campus series that I love by her. But for like a standard little read, I don't know. Like there's authors I love. Do you love a good Elsie Silver book? I love her books for like a cowboy romance. They're just really good and entertaining. I need to like get one book off. That's really annoying. Let's see. Maybe I can move the books up here. No. So we're going to take this one. I'm not going to show this one just because it's got a name. I think I can move these somewhere. Honestly, these two should go on my Dark Romance series shelf. But I started this like 2 years ago and I know what happens. And I don't want to watch what happens to her. So I stopped reading, but I loved it. As if you guys can see all the tabs. This book. I really have to finish it and then read the second one, and I don't want to cry to it because I know it's so sad. That's the one problem, is I have two books up here. Okay, I really want to read this one, but I don't like this one is the problem. So I really have to continue reading this one. I have to force myself to read this one. Oh, there's a bookmark. So that I can read this one. All the cute little things in it. I have stuff in there, but I have to force myself to read Things We Hide from the Light so I can read Things We Left Behind, because I really want to read about this couple. And it came out so long ago, but I'm trying to read Things We Hid from the Light, but it's not it. It's just not it for me. And I'm like trying to force myself to read it, but I'm like, I want to read other things, so we're not going to read it. I started it. I feel like I'm going to try to read it on an audiobook, like listen to it when I'm doing things, because that helps me finish books sometimes when I don't like them. But I also have other audiobooks to read. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay, since I took some books off that shelf, we're going to try to move this series up. Okay. Well, I'm doing this like one-handed because I'm holding the camera and doing this. And yes, I have a tripod, but with some of this stuff, it's just not what I like to do. Okay. Her other two books, I think fit. Yes. They're like squished in there, but they fit. Okay, I should really move some other books somewhere else, though, because of that. Okay, let's see. This series I can definitely move. Where's that one gonna have to go, though? You guys gonna have to see where I figure that out. Okay. Figure out what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to stack the Lucy Score books. I've done it before. It's fine. We're gonna actually just start with this series because I sometimes can't remember how many it took to go all the way to the top of the shelf. And this shelf, I can't really, like, if I stick books in front of others, they're like leaning off the shelf and I don't like that. So I don't do that with these shelves, really. That's why I haven't put books in front of each other, and I would do that on my other shelves. My, like, taller bookshelves, because I can with those. These ones, it just doesn't work like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, only one more, so Story My Life will go up higher. That's my hair, I think. Okay, let's just put these on the other side then. Okay, there we go with that. And these books can go back up here. I can throw something else on here as well. Not a bunch, I don't think. I think there's a zoology, like, would work better. Trying to see if this zoology books that I have will work on this shelf. They work, yep. So down here, let's try to add some books. These ones will not work. That one will go there. Let's see, will it go back here? Yes. Okay. Shelf done. But that means I have to bring my dark romance books over here. No, just go right here. Yay. So, that is kind of it. I have organized a few of my shelves. The rest are kind of how I want them. So, yeah. See you guys next video. Bye!